action.
You know what? You can go ahead and talk to the girl. I really don't care.
Wow. Okay.
Hey guys, today we're talking the Ultimatum Season 2. Nick Lachey and Vanessa are back.
Yeah, they are. And this ain't to be confused with Queer Love, right? Because people thought that was Season 2, but it's not. That's just Queer Love.
That's a different thing.
This is actually Season 2, but we did Queer Love as well, so check it out if you haven't.
Well, I could use some lesbians on this show to spice it up. So I was hoping some of the females would pair with some of the females.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I mean, who's to say they can't?
Different. Yeah, well, I was hoping, like I said, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see some Raya and Ryan action, you know, even their names.
I was hoping to see a cage match at one point.
It doesn't take long before Vanessa brings up her relationship.
Oh my gosh, this woman
Oh,
do that. Every single time. You guys know Nick and I did a Ultimatum.
We know, you've told us 100 times.
But listen to this. He came running back to me. He got down on my knee and said he can't do this shit without me. So yeah.
Sounds like you're begging.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do we think about the cast or contestants on this show?
We got 5 new couples, right? We got Brian and
For now.
You got we started out 5. Start with Brian and Lisa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right off the bat, you know, Lisa brought Brian on the show, but Brian's telling her, he's like, hey, sweetheart, you know, I know you bring me on this show, but I don't think you can handle it. And she's like, oh, no, I've been handle this shit. And he's like, I don't know about
one of
that.
his issues is finance, but she's like,
Hello, I got money. Like, you don't have to carry a household. Like, you got a 6-figure chick right on your lap.
That's right. You ain't got to worry about finances, honey.
Yeah.
So why are you using that as an excuse?
Yeah, that's clearly just an excuse at this point.
Yeah, he says she's careless. I mean, selfless. But I think he actually meant careless, as we see later on.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I just love how she's careless. I mean, selfless. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we really find the real reason why he's hesitant here.
But, you know, I mean, but Lisa's a beautiful woman. You know, I think Brian's a good looking dude, you know, so you start out right there and then we move on.
Tell me more.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you can tell he really loves her.
Oh, he loves that woman. No doubt about it.
He definitely loves her.
They love each other, you know.
But he has issues with her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's got anger issues.
Yeah, man, we will see that later.
Yeah.
And next we got James and Ryan.
Yep.
You know, James is like
sweethearts, high school.
High school sweethearts, and James is like this ginormous like football player looking dude, right?
And this is kind of a cute thing because they met when they're 16, fell in love, haven't been with anyone else, allegedly.
Well, she hasn't. You find out later on that maybe he has, but she hasn't.
Yeah.
But they're young.
Yeah. You know, and of course she's the one issuing the ultimatum. Like she knows what she wants. So look, man, this is the only guy I've been with. He's the only guy I want to be with. And the thing is that he doesn't really have any reasons except that, I mean, he really can't come up with a good reason of why he doesn't want to be married.
I know why.
You know.
You know why?
He wants to taste the rainbow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
But, you know, at this point in time, they've been together 7 years. She's like, shit or get off the pot at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And again, you know,
so I get that.
You know, beautiful woman, you know, and she seems, you know, and she even self says, hey, look, I'm not a huge emotional person, right? I don't show my emotions. You know, and then we see, you know, throughout the show, she's very down to earth, just kind of a cool chick, right? So
calculated.
Yeah, very calculated. Yeah, no doubt about it. And wise beyond her years, I think. If she's only 23 years old, man, she's a pretty wise girl. So
yeah. So who else we got?
All right, next we got Trey and Raya. Dude, Raya. Oh my God, that's my girl right there.
Raya's your girl.
That's your girl.
Raya is my girl, man. Raya and Ryan, those two. Oh my God, we like later on we see Raya and a big.
We do like some Hooters, so yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. I do like some buffalo shrimp.
I don't know.
No, she said. I think she says she works at Hooters. But whatever, man. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm sure she makes some damn good tips.
True.
You know, but
he's all about these tips, but
she's
so my
Raya's
issue with Trey issues the ultimatum to Raya, and she's just like, you know, we've got a lot of things to talk about and work out. We've got a lot of issues of things we don't see eye to eye on. She's like, what if I say I don't want to have kids? And he's like, we'll work on that later.
Why are you trying to get to step 20 when we're on
we worry about kids. We're just worried about us right now.
And we work on problems. And it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can work through things while getting married, but a fundamental of having kids or not having kids is something you work on before you get married.
The other thing she does throughout there, right off the bat, that kind of gives you a bad taste for her, but later on, it's like she didn't seem like that kind of person. She seemed very superficial because she's like, you know, you're not very romantic. He's like, look, I tried being romantic for you, And, I did all this stuff. And then for you, it was like, okay, well, wasn't as good as TikTok. So, like, what's up? It's like, oh, come on now.
So she wanted the picture perfect TikTok moment. Come on now.
Now, negative with her is she talks about
the money.
credit cards and money, and she's like,
Definitely don't need too much, but like,
as long as I can get what I want, that's all that matters.
as long as you get what you want. What?
That sounds like you want a lot of things.
If the credit card swipes,
It's good to go.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Then you got to have a wife.
So that was kind of a turnoff to me, but she
Off
it's
the
just
bat.
really that one moment.
Exactly.
Though.
Because later on, man, she's a sweetheart, dude. Raya is a freaking sweetheart.
I like her.
Oh, yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like her attitude, and she seems kind of fun, and
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to get a little flirty.
Yeah,
and
not just
go
fun,
through the experience.
But she's very genuine, and she's a very touchy-feely kind of person, right?
And she's very honest about her
Yeah.
feelings.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
like she doesn't seem to be holding back any kind of in her conversations with people.
And then next we got Antonio and Roxanne, who I don't think you find two different people in these two.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
This
see
is
these
a
two
weird
people
couple.
together.
Yeah, very
Weird couple.
And Roxanne is, beautiful, very successful, entrepreneur, which she says a million
Oh,
times.
jeez, I'm
Right,
an
work-
entrepreneur.
What is it that
I
she
work from
does?
6 a.m. to midnight,
But do we know what she does?
She does like
She's an entrepreneur.
Right. I think she runs like an IT company or some shit,
Yeah.
something like she said.
Mm.
But whereas when they met, he worked at McDonald's, right? So like he's just very lackadaisical, kind of laid back dude.
She must be a Burger King fan, I think.
That's what I show. He wouldn't go work at Burger King. Can't have that. But he seemed like he's a very nice dude, right? Very cool. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
good looking guy, very nice guy. But I mean,
And
you couldn't
he-
get two more different
He
people.
kind
I
of
don't
brings up an interesting point how like he doesn't have money to really spoil her, and it
Yeah.
makes it seem like he's uninterested, which I could see that.
think. Yeah. And for guys, that's kind of important, right? I mean, and some guys have that issue like, oh, I don't want my woman to make more money than me. I don't get that, right? Who gives a shit, right? If she's making more money, who cares? Good for her.
Amen.
Damn. Right. But he's not like that. He's just like, hey, I just can't afford some shit, right? So it makes it look like I don't care when I really do. I just can't afford to go do certain things.
He's okay with having a sugar mama. She's
Oh, yeah.
not okay with
But
being a sugar mama.
At the same time, he's trying to lock her in.
Oh yeah, he is. He
Yeah.
flat out tells her, look, at the end of this, if we ain't freaking getting married, then we're done. We're
He's
toast.
like, point blank.
If you don't say yes, I'm gone.
Stop.
If you don't say yes, I'm gone.
Period.
And she-
End of
and-
I
story.
think he
and-
regrets that later.
well, she kind of laughs it off. She's like, come on, babe. And he's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, we're done.
Yeah. So now, what do you think about Roxanne? You said Ryan.
I think Roxanne. I mean,
Roxanne. and Ryan?
Roxanne's got that exotic look to her, right? She's
Wow, you are very exotic looking. Was your dad a GI or?
But I mean, she's a beautiful girl. I think I like Roxanne. I like her attitude, because I mean, she keeps mentioning how she's an entrepreneur and stuff, but she's a very common sense type person. She's got a good heart, good attitude about her. So I like Roxanne.
She's
I think-
very work motivated.
Oh, yeah,
I
no doubt about it.
I don't think she's in a point in her life that a relationship
wants to
is
get married.
important to her.
No. Her
You
job.
know, it's
her,
like,
her
okay,
career.
if I have one, great, but I don't think it's
Right.
important to her.
And with her, you can't
And
say.
maybe
Changes
it's
her
the right
tune a little
person.
bit.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
and maybe the right person can change that, but obviously, I don't think Antonio's that guy.
Right, and then finally we got Alex and Kat, right? Who again, they're very similar.
Don't see
Antonio
them
and
together
Roxanne,
either.
right? Alex is one of those like, hey man, I'm an entrepreneur. My parents are entrepreneurs, and I'm a very work centric kind of guy. And Kat,
Now, what does Kat do? Because
you don't
she's
know,
kinda
right?
quiet.
You don't really find out a lot about Kat as
She
far as that
doesn't-
goes.
She doesn't talk much.
No, she doesn't.
Really doesn't say much.
Very
to
just
anybody.
reserved, kind of quiet person, which she does open up later on a little bit, But right now, you don't really hear much about Kat or what she does or who, kind of what she's about, So
Yeah. So
that's our 5 couples.
that's
There you
the
go.
5 couples, and it's breakup day.
Oh yeah, so they
Well,
get their final
Single
night
and
together.
ready to mingle.
Now everybody seems to be okay. I mean, they're a little somber on their morning. Like, okay, we're gonna be breaking up now at this point in time,
Yeah.
except for Lisa and
Yeah,
Ryan.
Lisa's like, hey,
there's
I
some
wanna-
issues.
Lisa's
going
like, I want to
on
enjoy
there.
this night together, and it's like bow chicka bow wow, and they have a good time together, right? And
And
then
later on
afterwards,
that
she's
night,
crying.
though, yeah,
she's
she's
crying.
She's in tears, and she's like, "I want out."
I can't do this, right? I can't do it. And of course, this one, Brian's like, no, we're here. Hey, baby,
And
it's
let's
okay.
remember, she brought Brian here.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
And-
he had already told her, I don't think you can handle this,
Mhm.
right? So, but he's like, no, baby, come on, it's okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then they wake up the next morning, she seems all right. So that was a little weird until they kind of get together and start dating.
Well, I mean, this is the odd part when they have they're broken up and now they're mingling at the pool and they're kind of dating the other people. They're doing it in front of like
each other, yeah.
every season. This
and we
is
said
how
every
it
season,
is.
exactly.
Like,
And it's
Have you
always
seen the show?
And it's always at the pool, right? It seems like I don't know
Let's
if they
get people in bikinis.
right.
Exactly.
Right. It's like
I know what's going on.
And the crazy thing is, it's a different city every time. Like we're in Charlotte, North Carolina this time, but it always looks like the same setup. It's like, are they choosing the same hotel chain every time? Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like they're on their little
Gotta be a
one-on-one
high-rise
dates,
pool.
Right. Exactly.
but they can see their partners on
Oh,
their
yeah.
one-on-one
Well, at
dates.
least Lisa can
Oh, yeah.
certainly see.
Yeah, and you could tell that, and she's on this date with Antonio, but the whole time, man, she just laser focused on freaking Brian and Raya, right?
But Antonio's the same with Roxanne.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
He's
yeah.
like laser focused on her. So
Mhm.
their date isn't really a date. It's just
Yeah, isn't
talking about
their
can you
exes.
believe what our exes are doing? Can you believe what our exes are doing?
Yeah, exactly. But then you got other people kind of hitting it off, right? So you got Trey, who's kind of hitting it off with Lisa a bit whenever she actually finally does open up. But then you also got Trey hitting it off with Ryan, right? So so you got those two kind of hitting it off. Well, so Trey's the only one that's kind of got like two to choose from right now, right? You got Alex and freaking Roxanne who are completely hitting it off with each other because they
I
both
mean,
got
I'm
so much
surprised they
interest.
didn't leave from the pool and
Right,
just
so
say,
let's
let's
There
do
do
that.
wasn't
it.
a whole lot of mingle time and
Yeah.
showing them like feeling each other out too much.
No, that
this
was
go
quick
around. It's
to
I
like,
know
yeah.
it was like what they say 2 or 3 days or 3 to 5 days of them
Yeah.
dating, but they seem to like the next day they date the same people. Like it didn't seem
Yeah.
to really like
Switch it
date
up a bit, yeah.
most of or really get a hold. They probably had like the 5-minute speed date with everybody, but once they chose a person, they kind of went on multiple dates with that person.
Right, exactly.
And then we have the incident.
Oh my! So fast forward past the pool, they're at the bar that night, right?
And
So now
it's
they're-
all grouped together.
oh yeah, and
And they're all talking about who are you feeling? Who are you
And
are you most connected
yeah.
to? And
again, freaking Brian already flat out told Lisa, I don't think you can handle this, right? So Brian is off talking with Raya, and they're just having a normal conversation, right? Just kind of talking about life, how things
they're
are.
not
who
even
they are.
sitting on the same
No, not
bench
even- yeah,
together.
exactly.
Like he's on this bench, she's
Yeah.
on this
and
bench.
they're probably like as far apart as me and Josh are right now.
Yeah.
You know, and just chatting, and then Lisa can't handle it.
She can't
cannot
let it
handle
go.
Hell no. And then so
And she and you can see her. She's like, I'm gonna go over there. I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
dude,
go
she is
over
so
there. I'm not
angry.
gonna
She
go
going.
over there. I'm going.
to Roxanne's credit, Roxanne sees this like, oh shit.
It's about to go down.
Intervention.
So she goes over there and she's like, hey, what's going on? And Lisa's like, no, I can't have that. I can't have that. And Roxanne's like, hold on now. Look, we're all here for a reason. She's like, I recommend you not going over there, but if you do, be nice. She just go there and, be nice. And of course, Lisa ain't nothing about being nice on this.
Well, she was nice. She
That's-
actually wasn't rude,
She's getting herself worked up.
In the
And that's the
moment.
problem. Yeah, exactly.
but she did go over there and interrupt the conversation, and she was
Quick.
a little.
She was rude. She was flat out rude when she interrupted that conversation.
Yeah, but she wasn't insulting at some point in
It
time.
was boiling up.
Exactly.
And Ryan noticed it, so she left. She's
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna excuse myself from this situation. You obviously need
Smart.
to talk. That was very smart.
Yeah,
of
'cause she
her.
was like, Lisa told me that I just need to go find Trey and talk to him. She's like, I really didn't want to talk to Trey. But so I just,
I was in the middle of this conversation. But I'm glad that she left at that point, because then you hear Lisa just try. What are you
Oh,
getting from
dude.
her? Like what
Yeah.
what can
this
learn?
be do for you?
Yeah,
guys?
what can this
She
be
must
do for
not
you?
be into wings. You know what I mean?
She must not like buffalo
Like,
shrimp.
Yeah.
what can you learn from her?
This Hooters bee.
And it's like,
Yeah. And then on top of
I don't
that,
get
she
that.
walks by him and just shoves his face, and you're like,
Shoves
whoa.
his face.
That's assault, brother.
and I gotta say, if we were all watching this show
And it was
and
a
a
dude.
man had done
Oh
that to
my
a
God, dude,
woman,
that'd been over.
we'd all be losing our shit.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't like how they glossed over that.
No, he'd have been kicked off that damn show, and that'd have been.
And the other thing, she does this right in front of everyone, so all the dudes see
They're
this.
seeing
And
it.
who would really be
Right.
into her after this? That's scary.
Oh, yeah.
Billy.
Yeah, like, I see this as an opportunity.
Like, damn, she
Like,
did
she
him.
mad at him. I can go in there.
Well, Trey's like, I think you're passionate.
Passionate, yeah.
Like, she's passionate.
I love your
all right.
passion, girl.
Yeah, she's
He's
passionate.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can turn a red flag
Yeah,
around.
don't worry
It's
about
fine.
that,
Do you think he was trying to be nice, or do you think he actually meant what he's
No,
saying?
I think he meant what he's saying, man. I think he was digging some Lisa.
I mean, he was complimenting her, so it didn't seem
because
like,
for
it
him,
bothered him too much.
you could tell, man, it was like a hard decision between Lisa and Ryan, right? He was doing a lot of conversation with both of them. He was digging some Lisa. Yeah, I don't blame him. Lisa's a beautiful woman, but after that, there's the thing, right? I don't give a shit how beautiful you are. You can be Scarlett Johansson, you can be Lisa, you can be whoever. But as soon as your attitude gets nasty like that, you're not beautiful anymore.
It's inexcusable, and this is on camera. Like, you
Exactly.
know it's being filmed, and you still can't control yourself.
So which means it's
Brian
probably way worse
handles
when it's
it
not
very
filmed.
well
Oh,
on
yeah.
camera.
Which
like,
means this ain't the first time it's happened.
exactly. So I think he knows how to handle her.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in that situation before. He knows how to handle it.
God bless him, the way
Yeah.
he took
Oh
that.
yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Although he was kind of like when they're outside and she was like, "F you, F this show, F that B." He was like, yeah, I see you, I see you. So he was kind of like almost egging her on a little bit while he was. But I was like, oh
But
man.
he, at that point in time, like, when someone's that emotional and that angry, just don't even bother having the conversation.
exactly. No doubt
You're
about
gonna
it.
have to bring that down a notch before we can solve this problem.
That was crazy.
Oh yeah, so that kind of like stole the show for that night, right? So like there was really no more mingling because everybody was just like talking about that, like, oh shit. You see
Well,
that?
Raya was in the bathroom crying.
Oh, she was. That poor girl,
Because,
man. That poor
she's listening to Lisa say,
Bad-mouth her about being a Hooters.
bad-mouth her about
How's
being a
she going to
Hooters girl.
challenge you? Like,
Yeah.
well, maybe he's
She's
not
like,
looking,
yeah.
what
maybe
did
he's
she
not
bring to the
looking for things to
table?
be difficult. Maybe he's looking for things to be easy.
Easy, yeah. How's this Hooter B gonna challenge you? She ain't smart. She's stupid. How's she, it's like, come on,
so
man.
she's
You know.
now thinking, she's got Trey, who's her original guy, and he's an engineer, and she's like, I'm not good enough for him. I'm not good enough for anybody.
And this is ironic because she's like putting down Raya, but she's the trashy one. You know what I mean?
And she's being trashy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Raya was very polite about
Yeah.
the whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
She's
I mean,
like-
and I'm glad Raya didn't come out and get into a
Yeah.
shouting argument
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've seen it go many times like that.
Like I
so
said, I said before, Raya's a sweetheart, man. Like, she, a girl
at
just.
this point, yeah, at least from what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
moving on to the next
Yeah,
point.
so so after this, of course, it really skips. I mean, it gets past a lot of the dating stuff, right?
I know, like, you
it's
see
pretty
one
much over
night,
after
and then
this.
they're like, week 2.
Decision
and I'm
time.
like,
It's like all of a sudden decision time. It's like,
Yeah,
well, damn, where
the
the hell-
choice.
Yeah, exactly.
and that's when Nick Lachey breaks
Breaks
the
the
news.
bomb, man. A bombshell.
and Nick breaks this news. There's no Vanessa.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a little
Oh,
weird.
that's true. Yeah, Vanessa wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, UA. Yeah.
Maybe they had a
AWOL.
little argument the night before too.
Don't need that show. Fine.
F this show. F you, Nick.
I want to see that footage.
But he's like, hey, Lisa's preggers.
Yeah.
So
We got a call.
Oh yeah. Now she didn't. They didn't want to come here to tell you guys themselves. So I'm telling you. But this is what's
he
going
took a
on.
pregnancy test, and you're like, that's weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, so and then of course it flash forwards to them and like shows her telling Brian, "Hey baby, I'm pregnant."
Yeah,
He's like,
it's also
yeah.
weird.
He's like, oh, he's like, you pregnant with my baby?
I'm pregnant.
The first time you're going to tell him is on the show, on a
Yeah.
setup on camera.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you
man.
think that's really the
Yeah.
first time she told him?
Hell
Or
no. No, I'm sure that was
and,
probably set up.
and
after
he's
she
like,
told
all
him.
right, I'll pretend to act surprised.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
See, and this is where my naivety comes in, is I really thought that was real until
That's
you just
kind of
asked
messed up.
that
Me that. Like,
question.
I'm going to let the world know the same time you know.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like, come on now.
Well,
But- and of
I
course,
mean,
I'm like,
the
of course-
world didn't know until months later after her
Shit.
death.
Well, and of course-
she probably already had the dumb baby,
So here's what I'm,
at this
and,
point.
and here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is she doing this just to get him off the show? Like she's really not
I
pregnant?
really did question
So
that.
I looked it up, and evidently she was pregnant, and they're still together. So I was like, okay. But that surprised me. I was like, man,
Do
maybe
you think she
just-
got pregnant to trap him?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, that was an awkward situation. This is the way out. Kind of smart, I
Right, right.
guess, what you see.
I mean, he
That's
seems
Like, what
a
happened to
little-
that burger trail, baby? You had an IUD, damn it. What?
He does say he's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like, I don't really
But
get
he-
it. And then he's
he-
like, I'm happy.
yeah, he
Right.
takes, I guess, responsibility
Yeah,
for
yeah, he
lack
does,
of
yeah.
a better word. But like, he's like, all right, well, we're
Let's do
getting
it.
off the show and we're trying to make this work, and I'm a dad, and cool.
But she also mentions, like, well, this doesn't make her problems go away.
Right.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, damn right, because you kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's like,
Maybe being a mom will calm her
Now,
down a
you
little
said
bit. Yeah,
that she had a baby,
yeah
and they are still together, but
Yeah,
are
it
they
said they were
married?
still together. I don't remember if it said they were married or not. Probably
Mm.
not, but it said they were together.
Hmm.
But so now you're basically stuck with 4 couples, which means couple swaps.
I was
right?
hoping
That's all
they'd
you
bring
need.
another couple on. Be like, we gotta
Right,
bring in
exactly.
Plan B and
Yeah.
have some
They
other.
should have had a contingency plan
Oh,
for this.
totally. Because now you're just obviously just couple swaps. All right, well, 2 couples got to switch, 2 couples got to switch. And that's
Now
what
you're down
happens.
20% the contestants on the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to have that odd number because then there's always that chance of something weird happening, right? But now there's
Yeah,
not.
and this would have really mixed it up because, I actually think Trey would have gone
He would have chose
with
Lisa.
Lisa.
No doubt about it.
And then where would Ryan go?
Exactly.
Now, on the original show, weren't there like way more couples? Weren't there like 7 or 8 couples?
I don't remember how many were on season 1. That's,
No.
that's a good question. I mean, we did season 1.
I feel like there was more people, but
I did feel like
there was more people.
I think there maybe was 6 or 7.
And there was a couple that dismissed themselves at decision night.
Well, that's because that homeboy.
That's true, yeah.
Because his girl's gonna pick somebody else. He's like, no, let's get
You're
married,
like,
baby.
before you do that, I'm willing to marry. I concede.
And I wondered if
that was a smart move,
dude,
bro.
dude, and I wonder if we were gonna see that tonight. I was thinking maybe James was gonna pull that shit, but he didn't, So
Yeah, I don't know, but that would have really changed the show if they would have
Oh, yeah.
stayed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, would have
For sure.
But now they didn't. So now you got a couple swaps. So now you got James choosing Raya, right? You got freaking Antonio choosing Kat. Yep, and then you got the one that you knew that was gonna happen, Roxanne and Alex. Like everybody saw that shit coming, right?
Right.
And then you got freaking who's left? Who am I missing here?
I think that was it.
No, I'm missing one. Couple.
There's 4 that's together.
Yeah.
We got Kat and
James.
Kat and Antonio.
James and Ryan.
James and Ryan. Oh, Ryan and Trey. Damn, how
Ryan and Trey, the
Ryan
boring
and Trey,
couple.
we
They're so
found them
boring, you forget about them.
And they are, right? I mean, they're pretty damn boring.
I feel like
it's almost like
Ryan-
watching puppy love with those two.
Ryan talks at like half speed. I feel like I need to speed her up
Well,
or
she's
something.
got that slow southern drawl. Yeah, absolutely. And and just when they talk, it seems like they're just puppy love and just getting to know each other and all that. And there's not really a lot there, I don't think.
So who would you choose if you're on this show, Billy?
I choose Raya or Ryan, one of those two, for sure.
And why?
Yeah.
Because they're tens. Because they're tens.
Now, seriously, they're both beautiful women, and they're down to earth. They're sweethearts, right?
You don't like Rox?
Roxanne's cool. Yeah, I mean, she would be a close third, I guess. Close second. Well, I guess second.
Close third.
But
I mean,
I like
too
Roxanne.
much for you.
I mean, even.
Are you threatened by her success?
No, not at all.
She's an entrepreneur, if you don't know.
That's right. So, like I said, we've been, you and I have been entrepreneurs before. We've been there. But even Kat, Kat's a sweetheart, right? There's nothing wrong with any of these women, I don't think, right? They're all sweethearts. They're all good people, and the dudes too. They're all good guys. Seems like.
Yeah, the only red flag was Lisa after the outburst.
Right.
Yeah,
They've been kind of cool before the outburst, but the outburst was too much.
But Raya in that bikini, she had me, man. I was like, damn, that's it right there.
Raya is on fire.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. When she put that bikini on later on, boy,
I just like her attitude.
Oh yeah, she's great, man.
She seems cool at this point.
She likes.
And now we've only watched 1 through 4. I know some people watch all 8 of them, so you might have some insight that we don't.
That's right. And with that being said, we're going live tomorrow, 8 p.m. doing 5 through 8.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So we got all these couples together now. I mean, Alex and freaking Roxanne are completely the same damn person, right? They might as well be. They're hitting out great, talking about business together, talking about
Alex says all this stuff about Roxanne and puts her up on this pedestal and says she's smart, successful, and beautiful.
The complete opposite.
The complete opposite.
It's like, dang, you calling her stupid?
It's just like, huh?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
I was like, dang, man, just called her stupid. I don't know if you realize that.
And then of course we got our first parent visit. He's taking Roxanne straight to meet the parents. Meet the fuckers.
Yeah.
And I loved how they're like, oh, she got a cat, and they're like, oh, Alex has a cat too.
Not anymore.
Not no more.
My cat's here with me.
Alex brought a cat too.
She's gone now.
She's like, I brought my cat, and they're like, oh, and the parents are like, yeah, Alex brought his cat too.
So what did
the parents seem to forget about Kat already?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, she was kind of timid and quiet, and
they're like all about these two getting married right now.
Yeah. They really do like them together.
Well, they seem good together. I
They
don't
do
picture
seem
them
good.
going back to their old.
No, I don't either.
I never saw the original couples. They didn't make sense to me, but.
Now, with that being said, so we're watching all these couples, and the one thing, I mean, there's a lot of conversation going on, a lot of good conversations, but there is no touchy-feely really with any of them, right? Like right now, we're not seeing any kind of.
Well, you did have James or turn to Trey and say,
"Hey, bro, let's
we're swapping girls
we're
here.
wife swapping here.
No hard feelings. Let's be gentlemen."
Respectful. And Trey was like, "Hey, I'm with you, brother. Definitely.
Yeah.
Treat her good, but not too good.
That's right. Hey, stay out of my girl."
But he doesn't threaten him or anything like that. He just said, "Hey, we're officially swapping people, so
Yeah.
Keep it cool."
Yeah, and that was classy. I thought it was cool of him to do that, right? So
and Trey's like, "Yeah, I got you, man."
Yeah, exactly.
I would
And then-
like to see him be like, just like, look, this is my girl since she's 16. She's very special to me, and this is an
I
experience.
know I cheated on her.
I know I've had
What's
sex with
going
other
on?
people,
Yeah.
but she hasn't. So let's keep it that way.
Right. But and we see that like there's a lot of respectfulness going on, like especially with freaking Antonio. Like he's like, nope, not even sleeping in bed with this woman. He's like, gotta respect,
Yeah,
on the
Roxanne.
air mattress.
I'm gonna sleep on an air mattress. And he's making it all like, damn, that's a nice air mattress. Like, oh yeah, it's got,
just-
like, bro, it's a freaking air mattress. It ain't that
He's
nice.
really impressed how
It's pretty-
quickly that thing
It's
filled up.
pretty Gucci. I have an air mattress like that in my like temporary
Mhm.
job that I go to half the week.
There you go.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not. Yeah, and I've got one like that in my house. Yeah, I get it. It's a nice air mattress, but it ain't that damn nice.
I don't have an air mattress.
But yeah, freaking. But and then we're seeing, of course, so we're moving into the conversations and the dates, and again, I think we said this earlier, but like Trey and freaking Ryan, man, is just very, very like almost like high school dating, right? It's like very like
Boring.
yeah, just like puppy love kind of stuff going on with those two,
Boring.
and I'm like, man, And then of course you get James and Raya again. This is where the hot tub comes in, or the pool, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Like he's trying to be
He
all.
sets that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's being Rico Suave with it, right? Got the rose petals
But
around.
you learn this about him on the
Mhm.
first
the cards.
night. They kind of show him they're playing that card game, and they're talking about like what kind of sex stuff they like and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And then foreplay comes up, and
She's like, what's
Oh, the
foreplay?
foreplay. She's
Yeah.
like, what's foreplay? Just kidding. I know what it is, but you better tell
Tell
me
me.
just in case.
He's like, damn, baby. He's like, foreplay started out with making breakfast in bed.
And this guy's teaching me. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's
yes, Josh.
Because that dude lost you a breakfast in bed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, breakfast in bed. That's, man, I've been doing it wrong for a long
Like,
time.
damn.
It starts off
Yeah.
with
Make
breakfast.
her get up, make me breakfast.
This dude's setting us all up for failure. This dude's talking about breakfast in bed. Like,
Massage.
it's like a 20-step
Yeah, I'm gonna give her
process. I was like,
a
damn.
I
man.
don't know
Yeah.
that I've ever
Yeah,
gotten
holy
rose
crap.
petals
Jeez.
laid out anywhere. I gotta
But
say.
he does all this stuff,
He
but like
says all this
a week
stuff.
later, he don't even like
No.
want to touch her.
Yeah, because she's like, hey, man.
It's
like,
the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
and
it's a
she-
switch.
I mean, dude, you got this beautiful woman. And he's like, she's like, hey, like, this is great. We're supposed to be trying to be married here. She's like, at least give me a hug, hold my hand. He's like, I'll hold your hand. And
he's
she's
like, why are we
"No."
gonna hold hands?
And then
she's
they
like,
hold hands,
Right.
and he's like, it's very
Yeah.
awkward. It's like, yeah, we're doing it.
Right,
We're doing
exactly,
it.
Happy.
She was like, look, we were doing the original dating on the first day. You like held my hand and all this stuff.
Exactly.
She's like, where's this at? And he's like,
But he did. You know what's going on is like that first night where he's like, I gotta go for a run, and then he starts crying and
calls
calls his
homeboy,
boy.
bro, I made a mistake. What the hell was I thinking? I
What
should have
have I
married her.
done?
Well, and that's because at that dinner when they were choosing each other, they were Trey
Trey
was
was saying all this
pointing,
nice
pointing
stuff
all
about
these
Ryan.
things out about her, and he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah.
he's realizing all the things he's overlooked or hasn't
Yeah, just took for
appreciated,
granted. Yeah.
and then he took for granted, and he's like, man.
Yep.
And then he's realizing that one, he's overlooked it, and two, she's found someone that
Mhm.
hasn't. So
And he
maybe he's a possibility of losing her.
He does have that interview, and he breaks down on that too,
Like
and he
Ryan.
tries to control himself. So he's going through some issues.
He's missing
with
his
that.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
battling some demons,
like-
trying to.
But
Yeah.
he does do this like wooing. It's
right.
definitely a mixed signal for
Oh, totally
Ryan.
mixed in, right? Because she's like into it. She's like, okay.
She's like, oh,
I'm
this is
getting
what it feels
wooed.
like to be like
wooed,
this.
yeah.
And
But
then-
this is all I'm getting.
yeah, and then, like a couple days later.
Yeah, he's like, no, he's like, if you want to get physical, we ain't effing. And she's like, bro, I ain't talking about just effing.
Yeah, that
she's
was
like,
that was.
yeah,
thrown
and he,
out
he was
kinda
like
weird.
rude about it. It's like she's like, I just want a hug. Give me a hug.
It
hold my
was
hand,
a very like hard conversation to watch
Oh,
because
yeah.
it just went back and forth. And he's like, "What do you mean by what do you need physical? What
And
do you
it-
mean
and-
by
and-
what?"
and
And
the
she
thing
was
is-
just like a hug, a touch, a holding
he
hand.
knew exactly what the hell she
Yeah.
meant. He was just playing stupid.
He
it was
basically
like, come on, bro.
asked, like, unless
He's the one teaching her about
Yeah,
foreplay.
right,
now
right,
he's
right.
like, what do you need?
Right,
he was
yeah, he's like-
totally
He's like, damn, I cook for you, I clean for you. He's like, she's like, but yeah, it's not physical though. He's like, no, we ain't effing. She's like, what the hell are you talking about effing? Ain't
Yeah.
nothing about it.
He acts like if there's hand holding or spooning
Yeah.
or cuddling, there's sex. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
And
like,
then
bro,
once all this happens, I'm kind of like getting sleepy because nothing's going on. And then someone throws out anal, and I'm like,
Yeah, you got Alex and freaking Alex and Roxanne talking. She's like, all of a sudden out of the blue, she's like, hey, you done anal? And
yeah. I
he's
was like, what is going on here?
done anal.
And, when it
Come on,
and then you're wondering if he's lying or not because it takes him a minute
Yeah.
to answer.
He
He's kind of
does.
like, it's kind of like,
Well,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and I have
done
a feeling he's like, do I turn her off? Does she want to hear yes?
yes or no? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's
yeah,
like,
I don't believe it.
A lot's going on his way. He's like processing.
this dude ain't done no anal. But he says he did. And she's like, well, I don't take you as a wild guy. He's
With
like,
cat?
yeah, I'm
I
a wild
don't
guy.
know.
Yeah, no, hell no. Cat ain't
No,
doing
not with
No,
cat.
no.
You don't think cats do?
No, hell no. No, I don't think cat's doing no anal.
Jeez.
But he, you know,
All right.
but then he's like, oh yeah, I'm a wild guy. She's like, I don't think he's a wild guy. Oh yeah, I'm a wild and crazy guy. Yeah, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, man. You're a wild, crazy guy.
I've inserted my USB in.
in the anus. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a little weird, just kind of thrown out there.
He's like, once I drove up to a drive-through and they asked me to pull up to the next window. I didn't do it.
I said, hell no, I ain't pulling this
do
one.
it.
No.
I was on the wild side.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
and then you have Antonio and Kat, and they're having picnics and
now, yeah, Antonio set up a great day. That was a cool day, you know, a little picnic
I
there with the
guess.
animals and stuff, you know. But
That's all I can afford.
but there,
we gotta do it cheap and easy, okay?
and that's what he tells her. He's like, look, you know, he's like, on all, you know, I go on dates with women. He's like, you know, when I'm in a relationship, you know, I'm not doing this romantic stuff, and then because I don't want to, because I can't afford it, you know. He's like, you might spend $100, $200. Next thing you know, you're spending $500, and that's 35% of my monthly paycheck,
And
right?
he's like, you would just want to get high.
Right.
I mean, how much do you think James spent on the rose petals around the hot tub?
He's like, I got a dime bag, sweetheart. We take care of that. We're
But
good.
like he says, like I was high for like 6 years,
Yeah.
just messing around with women and
Having sex, having a good time. Yeah.
I mean, maybe she sees that as endearing. Okay, well, he's got those years out of the way.
Yeah.
We can move on.
But they seem too focused on their significant
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're
I don't think
definitely
that-
not interested in each other.
And the funny thing about that is that they actually gave each other the time. Maybe they would, you know, be into each other.
But
right?
I don't know what she does. Can she support this guy?
Right, yeah, right. She'd have to.
Well, I think they do need to give each other the time
Oh,
because
they totally need to.
they're not getting their exes
Yeah,
back.
probably not. Probably
Yeah,
not.
oh no, they're not.
They're definitely going to need to find someone else. If
So,
not
you know,
each other.
So by the end of episode 4, there's still no PDA going on between any of the couples,
Yeah.
right? But then you see the freaking preview, like somebody's getting on.
Someone's
you got
getting
some
ready to
girl
get
like,
it.
woo, like riding to going to town. You're like, that's, and immediately it's like, that's gotta.
I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, come on.
So, so immediately you know who that is, right? You know damn well that's probably
Who?
Alex and freaking Alex and
You think
Roxanne.
so?
I'm guessing, yeah. But it's Alex and Roxanne getting to town there.
Maybe it's a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're
Right.
trying to fool us.
Maybe James
Maybe.
finally gives in. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll
Maybe.
show you how it's
Or
done.
maybe-
Like, you want some
Yeah.
intimacy?
Or maybe it's Cat on top. Who knows? You know.
Who knows? Cat's like,
My money's on Roxanne and Alex on that point.
Mm,
you're probably right.
yeah, I mean, I don't really see anyone else do anything.
Yeah.
These
No.
guys might as well just call it and be
Oh,
like,
right.
we're a couple.
We're done. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, we only have what, like one. I think with their 3 weeks with their
Yeah. To get living.
their
Yeah.
fake marriage, and then 3 weeks back with their
A
original
trial
partner.
marriage.
Yeah.
actually. Trial marriage.
So, I mean, we're pretty much done with the trial marriage at this point. I think the next couple episodes are going to show us
Them living
getting
back.
back.
And it's
yeah.
also kind of weird. I mean, Alex and Roxanne are the only ones who met parents. No one else is
Yeah.
doing
Nobody
that
else
at
has
this
yet.
point.
Exactly.
So
It's
it's
kind of crazy.
weird.
Which immediately leads you to believe, okay, this is like no shit. This is gonna happen. These dudes.
Plot twist: they already got married.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
they went to Vegas halfway through the filming. They eloped.
They can afford it. They're entrepreneurs.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually think the lesbian one was more drama and stuff. So
by this
yeah.
point, absolutely. By episode 4, yeah, lesbian
Yeah,
one
at this
definitely.
Well, the lesbian one,
We'll
they were
see if-
willing to get physical.
we'll see
with
if these
each
two
hell yeah,
kick
they
it
were.
up. So I don't know.
But I'm definitely. I will say though, like we only watched the first 4 episodes, but I was ready for this 5th one. I was like, damn, I'm ready to jump into this 5th one.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Gonna go watch it right after this.
Oh hell yeah,
Gotta get prepared for tomorrow for the live episode.
that's right. So we got some binge watching to go.
Yep.
Yep.
First 4 episodes down, right? Don't spoil any of the rest of it for us yet, right?
Yeah. Don't spoil it.
We're not gonna reach your comments till we watch the other
Right,
4
so yeah,
episodes.
please tell us what you thought about the first 4 episodes, but not 5 through 8 yet. All right, tomorrow we're going to do a live show, and we want you there, so please tune into that. And hey, as always, we love doing this for you guys, and hit that like and subscribe, and we will check you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Later.
See ya.
Should have done this first.
That's what I told you, asshole.
Damn it!
Should have done this
That's what I said.
Wait, you want to do it again? I can have another drink. I can have another drink.
I'm a dream.